They say the New York governor's poll numbers is at a record low. I believe that Kathy Hochul, the hole over there in New York, I believe that she has largely skated under the radar. That's my personal opinion. I believe that y'all have let her slide, and we've spent a lot of time focusing on Eric Adams, but we have not spent any time focusing on the governors. And so this second half of the year, because I know that we are in June going into July, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, link is in the description. We are in June and we're going over into July. And we've largely focused on incompetent mayors. I mean, you got Shang Tsung over there in Oakland. You got Tiffany Henyard over there in Dalton. We got Brandon Johnson, Mike Johnson, Karen Bass. I've learned so much about mayors across America over the past 2 to 3 years. It's insane. I know mayors. Name a mayor in a major city, I can tell you where they're from. Karen Bass, Los Angeles. Brandon Johnson, Chicago. Mike Johnson, Denver. Eric Adams, New York. I mean, we could just rattling off name of mayors immediately because we've spent so much time on mayors. But one thing that we haven't spent a lot of time on is governors. And I think that governors should be held even more accountable. And I've been telling you for years, I said, listen, I know that you're concerned about Biden and Trump and the national election. But the more important thing that impacts you on a regular basis is actually what's happening in a local election. And that's the election that y'all choose to participate in the least. It's the reason why you have Shang Tsung and Tiffany Henyard and Mike, well, maybe not Mike Johnson. He just got there, so we're going to pay attention. But Brandon Johnson over in Chicago, he told y'all what he was going to do before he did it. Everything that y'all getting over in Chicago is exactly what he told y'all that he was going to do. But we haven't been focusing on the J.B. Pritzkers, the Kathy Hochuls, right? We focused a little bit on, Greg Abbott, DeSantis. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Governor Greg out here in the building. We appreciate you. But we have not started to focus on the governors. So what I want to do personally is start to highlight and talk about what is happening not only on a city level, not only on a national level, but also on a state level. We have layers in government that is supposed to prevent these problems from happening at a large scale. You know, you fail at the city level, you automatically roll it up into the state level. You fail at the state level, you automatically roll it up to the federal level. But we become so disillusioned and we become so broken as a nation, starting with our smallest of cities, over into the large cities, over into the states, and now you basically having a failing country. And we see it happening over in California, San Francisco to California, Sacramento to California, right? Oakland. Take your pick. It largely starts to affect the state as a whole. But let me bring you over to New York and give you an example of what we see. Now, in this instance, for example, we can say, well, bodega workers or bodega owners, and I just did this whole story last week about how they've been protesting and advocating for more safety because it's bad out here in these streets. It's horrible out here in these streets. And no sooner than we did that live stream, this came right across my desk right after that. Right after that, probably one of the very owners that were advocating against the violence and advocating for more safety measures to go on in New York, this happened.
Police say the victim was stabbed multiple times in the chest. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The Bodega Workers Union say that this happened after he refused to give credit to a stranger.
All right, Fox 5's Richard G. Kovas live in the Marsenia section.
Let me just say something. I try to ignore it. I try not to pay attention to it, but whoever this woman is in the green is insane. Shout out to New York. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to focus, but ladies, you know who I am. Ain't nothing like a good lady to incentivize you to continue to do a good job when you sit next to her. I see why he's such a good newscaster, because he got that good energy, that feminine energy that's sitting next to him every day.
He refused to give credit to a stranger.
All right, Fox
Green is
5's
green,
Richard G.
y'all.
Kovas live in the Marseilles section of the Bronx where it all unfolded. Richard.
Steve, Natasha, Maged Al-Saidi closed up his shop and walked to his car like he does every night when he's going home, except last night that man that he had a scuffle with inside his bodega a few hours earlier was waiting for him. He was waiting for him with a knife, and he allegedly stabbed the 44-year-old father over and over again. Tonight, he's clinging to life. It was around dinner time last night at the 69 Deli at East 169th and College Avenue in the Bronx's Morrisania section when a man walks in and demands bodega owner Maged Al-Saidi give him credit. This is a screenshot from surveillance footage of the man from inside the deli. When Al-Saidi refuses, the man leaves, but then comes back and waits for Al-Saidi to leave. The owner of the bodega at around 11:15 last night closes up, and as he walks to his car, the man approaches with a knife and stabs him 10 times.
The guy waited hours.
This is the same guy. This is the same guy that's been advocating on behalf of the bodega workers. And he said, listen, man, it's too bad out in these streets. Listen, we all know these type of guys. I've seen them. If you've ever been raised in a hood, if you've ever been raised in that environment, you went to the corner store, you went to the gas station. We see it all the time. Hey, man, I'll get you back as soon as I come back, bro. And then the person behind the counter, oh, no, you paid me back last time. You didn't do that, baby, back. I did get you, man. Listen, I promise, man. Hey, man, let me just get a couple. Let me get this. Come on, man. You know I'm good for it, man. I've been coming to you for years, bro. So wait a minute. I'm not good for it. So I've been patronizing you and buying all this stuff for years, and I'm not good for it, bro. You know, man, these dudes want credit. How you going to ask for credit at the corner store, at the bodega? We know this. We've seen it 1,000 times. No. Oh, why am I still in business right here? It's getting bad out here. No, you can't take the merchandise. You can't take merchandise. And then you got the Arabic. Habibi, come on. I got the family to feed. Habibi, I got the family to feed. And so we used to it. I've seen this 1,000 times. You've seen it 1,000 times. But over in New York, it's getting a little bit extra.
I'm talking about 4 or 5 hours after the incident. Waited for him to leave the store, to get in his car, and waited for him there, and there he stabbed them 10 times.
The United Bodegas Association of America calling for more.
Keep asking for cigarellos. You know you in the hood. Hey, man, you got cigarellos? No, we can't sell anymore. They're going to find out. Hey, man, let me get a cigarello, bro. Come on, man. Or here's another one. Hey, let me get a Lucy. Let me get a Lucy, man. Then they start doing like this. You know how they do on the Lucy's. Or they get a whole pack because they just got their check. It's the smoke coming out the nose now. What does this do? What does this do when you're a cigarette smoker? Y'all listen, I think that cigarette smokers should all be hired because they are the most dedicated people to their habits that I've ever seen in my entire life. Cigarette smokers are the most dedicated people that I've ever seen. It could be 0 degrees outside and it's no smoking in the building and they all be huddled up outside like this trying to stay warm. Looking like crackheads out there. I seen a lady smoking a cigarette the other day. I said, ooh, y'all still do that? Y'all still do that? Out there 30 times a day, every 15 minutes. They taking every 15-minute break. Cold as hell outside. 0 degrees. I said, these are the most dedicated people I've ever seen in my entire life. Hire them all. That's the first thing that, you smoke? They think it's a bad thing. I said, no, seriously, you smoke? No, not trees, because tree smokers are lethargic. Cigarette smokers are welcome. Do you smoke cigarettes? Yeah, I smoke cigarettes. Okay, cool, okay. Hey, get her in there. They'll work 27 hours straight. As long as they can get that 15-minute break every hour. All huddled up together. It's cold outside. I said, it must be some crack in there. What do they got inside? Listen, I will smoke crack first before I smoke a cigarette. I will smoke crack first before I smoke a cigarette, because whatever they put inside that cigarette that got y'all out there in the cold.
Action to end assaults on their bodega workers, calling on Governor Kathy Hochul to allow prosecutors to prosecute and judges to be able to hold criminals without bail.
We don't deserve to be attacked, looted, robbed. And then when you call 911, the cops come, they make an arrest. They're out in the streets hours later, doing it again and laughing in our faces.
It's no love over there in New York. But anyways, on another note, this is also what was happening on the other side of town. Check it out. In the migrant shelter.
A melee erupting on Randall's Island overnight at the migrant shelter there. The fight ending with a person stabbed. Fox 5's Stephanie Bertini is live right now on location with the latest with what police are telling us about what happened. Steph.
Arthur, good evening. According to the NYPD, a male migrant was stabbed in the shoulder and taken to a nearby hospital. There's a police presence here on Randall's Island today. Yesterday, a lot of cops responded. Chaos and a heavy police presence at the migrant shelter on Randall's Island. Just before 8 p.m. on Friday, the NYPD responded to a call. Detectives say it started as a fight and escalated to a stabbing. A 25-year-old male victim was taken to a hospital and 2 men were taken into custody. A lot of people on one side, and then on the other side, people, they were running, says this man, a migrant from Ecuador who lives at the shelter.
Let me guess, he don't speak no English.
que pasó ayer es muy malo para nosotros porque
I told Mika the other day, I said, I'm going to learn me some Spanish. Yes, I am. Poquito Taco Bell. Only thing I kept saying is, gracias. No, a lick of Spanish. Taquito Taco Bell. Taquito Taco Bell. I'm going to learn me some Spanish, boy. I'm telling you. Oh, yes. Over the next year, we gonna be talking to us some Espanol. Yes, I'm going to do the American version of this show, and I'm going to do the Espanol. Espanol murder? Yes.
What happened yesterday is very bad for us, he says, adding, not just a problem with us, but the help they are giving us from one moment to another. They could
okay, we get it. Y'all stab each other every day. Let's go over to Kathy Hochul. They saying that her numbers. I mean, come on, man. We so used to migrants over in this country. They be over there knife fighting, stealing scooters, robbing people, taking lives, squatting in homes, getting over here, taking trips up to Chicago and back and forth to New York in order to get more benefits. We get it. It all comes back down to one person, though. It rolls up, not come down. Rolls up to one person.
Well, a new Siena College poll showed mixed news for Governor Hochul.
While New York voters seem to back her decision to pull the emergency brake on congestion pricing, her overall approval and favorability numbers are at record lows. Fox 5's Richard G. Kovas takes a closer look.
Yes, I put congestion pricing on pause.
Once Governor Kathy Hochul pumped the brakes on congestion pricing earlier this month, most drivers rejoiced, while some mass transit commuters wondered if the crumbling subway infrastructure will ever get fixed. But a new poll from the Siena College Research Institute finds that, yes, New Yorkers approve of the delay on tolls, but are not in favor of the New York governor.
Doing one thing to appease people isn't going to make you a person that anybody really likes.
I just think that congestion.
Go get my Rosetta Stone on. I got to do something. So many people that speak Spanish around me.
pricing. They have to stick with it.
Oh, look at that haircut. Is she sweating it out? Is this what women say, that I got to be careful in the heat because I don't want my hair to sweat out? Jesus.
Not having it, and it would be terrible for the city.
Out of more than 800 voters polled this month, a total of 45% of registered New York voters say they support the congestion pricing delay, while 23% oppose it. When it comes to Hochul, the governor's numbers reached a record low. 38% of voters viewed Hochul favorable,
they need to bring
while nearly
back Stop and Frisk in New
50%
York.
don't approve of the job she's doing.
Congestion pricing and the complete change almost overnight makes it look like, guess what? She really wasn't in charge.
A surprise? Not according to political experts who believe Hochul's flip-flopping on congestion pricing, but also mass transit, could have driven her approval numbers to an all-time low.
The electorate is in a sour mood. They didn't like congestion pricing, but they also don't like subways that aren't fully funded, aren't functioning, and are in notable need of repair. So your city numbers aren't going to go up with a move like this.
Commuters say they're not surprised either.
People just don't approve of her. They don't have confidence.
It's a bit like if you're going back on your word.
Political experts say with an increasing amount of Democrats angry over the indefinite pause of congestion pricing, Governor Hochul could face a primary challenge when she's up for re-election in 2026.
That's the only reason that she did it, is because she wanted to make sure that she tried to put herself in a position to get reelected. And that's why she put the pause on the pricing. They will mess up the money. They'll do whatever it is that they want to do in order to get reelected. So they don't care. These governors, these politicians, most of them, they don't care anything about you. They genuinely don't care anything about you. But the problem with y'all is that not only will y'all continue to either vote them in, even if you vote them out, you're going to vote somebody in that's going to do the same thing. It's stupid. It's stupid. Y'all had people in there that cleaned up crime. Y'all didn't necessarily help them or support them. And now y'all get what it is that y'all voted for. So it really don't even matter if y'all remove these people, because y'all going to wind up putting yourself in the same exact position again anyway. So what difference will it make? You got rid of Beetlejuice over there in Chicago, and then you wind up getting Brandon Johnson, who's basically just running roughshod over there in them streets, all right?